Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to dive into the fascinating, totally hidden layers of why your cat steals your seat the exact second you stand up. You know the exact scenario I'm talking about, right? You sit in your favorite chair for an hour, you finally get up to grab a quick glass of water, and before you can even turn around, boom, your cat has just materialized out of thin air and claimed your spot. Now sure, it's amusing, and it's a classic feline move, but behind that super familiar behavior lies something way deeper that most of us never actually stop to consider.
Now, you might be thinking, are they just being annoying opportunists waiting for me to give up my territory? And honestly, it really feels that way sometimes. But this stolen seat is actually one of the absolute most emotionally revealing things your cat can do. If you misread what they're really saying, which, let's be real, a lot of us do, you might be completely overlooking this profound, heartfelt message they've been trying to send you for years. So let's break down exactly what's going on in that little furry head of theirs.
All right, let's get right into Section 1, Masters of the Micro-Movement.
Let's start with how on earth they managed to time this theft with such quiet, ninja-like precision. Have you ever noticed your cat making a beeline for your seat before you've even fully stood up? Well, you aren't imagining things. And no, your cat is not psychic. Cats are literally masterful pattern readers. They continuously study your micro-movements. We're talking about a super subtle shift in your weight, the specific little clack of setting your phone down on the coffee table, or even just a quiet exhale you let out right before standing. To us, these are completely meaningless background noises. But to your cat, they turn these cues into a highly calculated countdown timer. After months or years of living together, they've encountered these signals thousands of times. They haven't just memorized your routine, they've mastered it way better than you have.
Moving right along to Section 2, the body heat equation.
So beyond just figuring out your daily habits, there is a highly practical, purely physical reason they want that specific spot the absolute second you leave it. It really comes down to a core biological difference between us and them. Think about it. If you place your hand on your seat right after standing up, it's warm, right? Well, to your cat, that warmth is like striking gold. Because cats naturally have a higher baseline body temperature than we do, they run between 100 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit compared to our 98.6. What feels perfectly cozy and normal to you actually feels a little bit cool to them. Basically, your residual body heat turns that chair into a perfectly pre-warmed resting spot. Your body did all the heavy lifting to warm that cushion up. Instinctually, your cat is just making sure that none of that valuable calorie-saving heat goes to waste. Researchers have found that cats actively hunt for these warm surfaces to regulate their own temperature without having to burn any of their own energy. It's efficient, it's totally instinctive, and honestly, it's pretty smart.
Okay, let's peel back another layer with Section 3, the science of scent. Comfort and warmth are just the tip of the iceberg here. The really crucial point is this wild number, 14 times. Your cat's sense of smell is roughly 14 times more powerful than yours. Think about what that actually means for a second. Your seat isn't just physically warm. It is completely, entirely saturated with your unique natural oils and body chemistry. And no, we aren't talking about your perfume or your laundry detergent. We're talking about the literal biological essence of you. To your cat, that isn't simply a smell. It's a homing beacon.
And we actually have the hard data to back up just how powerful this beacon is. A 2017 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science proved that cats exposed to their owner's scent showed significantly lower stress markers compared to cats exposed to a stranger's scent or no scent at all. Being around your scent literally calms their nervous system down. So when they sink into that chair, they do it because your specific scent is a biological signal screaming the word safe. It's incredibly similar to a toddler clutching their parent's shirt for comfort.
Which brings us to Section 4, status and social bonding. Building on that whole scent connection, taking your seat plays a huge role in their complex psychological social hierarchy. And honestly, most people get this completely backwards. Your cat isn't taking something away from you, they're actually putting something on you. Cats have these little scent glands all over their bodies, on their cheeks, their paws, the base of their tail. By depositing their scent directly onto your warm impression, they are actively doing something called scent mixing. In the feline world, this is one of the absolute highest forms of social bonding. It's their way of communicating that you are a trusted part of their inner circle and merging their world directly with yours.
This is deeply, deeply rooted in their ancestry. If you look at feral colony dynamics, resources, resting spots, and territory all orbit around the most influential individuals in the group. And cats are incredibly observant. They watch who opens the doors, who shapes the daily rhythm of the house, who fills up those food bowls. They're constantly building a mental map of who matters most.
So, slipping into your specific seat is kind of like an employee taking the CEO's chair the moment they step away. They aren't trying to challenge your authority, they're actually acknowledging your status and absorbing a little bit of your VIP importance for themselves. Plus, this behavior highlights their amazing capacity to learn from us. For the longest time, people just assumed cats were way too independent to care about what their owners do. But a 2020 study from the University of Vienna proved that totally wrong. It showed that cats engage in genuine social learning. They literally study you. By watching you relax in that exact spot every single day, maybe scrolling on your phone, watching TV, they take mental notes. They reason that, hey, if it's good enough for the boss of the house, it absolutely must be good enough for them. They aren't mocking you at all, they're modeling you.
So when they curl up in your chair, the real, true translation of their behavior is basically this. This spot belongs to you, but you belong to me. They aren't stealing your space. They're marking you and claiming you in this incredibly sweet, affectionate way. It's the exact same reason they rub their little faces against your legs or headbutt you when you walk through the front door.
And finally, we arrive at Section 5, the ultimate trust exercise. This is the very bottom of the iceberg, guys. You see, cats are not like dogs. They don't just hand out their affection to anyone, and they certainly do not extend trust easily. Out in the wild, vulnerability is dangerous, and sleep carries an immense amount of risk. Choosing the wrong spot to nap could literally mean not waking up. So when your cat completely ignores that expensive, fluffy cat bed you bought them, walks right past the perfectly warm, sunny window ledge, and deliberately chooses your spot, that is a highly calculated choice for ultimate safety. That is not a small thing.
That recently vacated seat holds your scent, your warmth, and your lingering presence. It is the one place in the house that smells like pure safety simply because it smells like you. When they curl up right there, they are communicating a crystal clear message. I trust you more than anyone. I feel safe because of you. They are telling you that when you aren't physically in the room, sitting in your impression is the closest they can possibly get to being with you.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway from this explainer is to fundamentally rethink your reaction. The next time you stand up for a glass of water, turn around and find your spot completely taken, what are you going to see? Are you going to see a minor annoyance? Or will you finally recognize it for what it truly is? The absolute purest expression of their trust. Because if you just shoo them away without thinking, you might literally be interrupting their ultimate display of love. So think about that the next time you find your cat fast asleep in your chair. Keep learning, keep observing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.